Welcome to Lower Hero episode 37. We're back. We're talking about a bunch of random bullshit today. It's going to be a yap sesh. How's it going, fellas?
Yep. I'm doing good. How about you guys?
I see your hair is blowing in the breeze.
It's going to be a big yap session. There's actually a lot that happened. There's a lot that fucking happened within the community this week.
And there's one thing that happened in my life that was devastating to me. That my lights don't work no more.
What? They stopped working?
They stopped working. I woke up one day. I have these bitches on a timer. I have them set to turn on every morning at 9 a.m. and shut off every night like at 2 a.m. And so every day when I get into this office, for the most part, I'm usually in here after 9 a.m. They were just off. I'm like, that's not right. What's going on? So I tried turning them on. Nothing, because it's all on an app. So I inspected where it plugs into the wall. It was making a weird little clicking noise. I'm like, that's not good. The little LED controller was making a click noise. I'm like, whatever. I'll just buy a new one. So I went.
Calibrating.
It was like a nice little metronome. It was like 60 BPM. But I went back into my Amazon history about when I purchased these. I bought them like a little over a year ago. So I just went to the exact same listing, bought a new set. It was like 100 feet of LED cables. So I was like, okay, I bought these before. This is exactly what I have. Perfect. They'll come in. I'll just break the connection, solder into it. It'll be just fine. No, it's not just fine, because I changed what they are. When I bought them a year ago, they were 12 volts. It was 100 feet of 12 volt LEDs, right? And this is the picture that you can see. So this is exactly what I went and purchased. You'll notice it doesn't say 12 volts. It's hard to tell, but if you zoom in on the actual LED cable itself, it does say 24 volts. So that's on me. That's my bad. It says 24 volts. Even in the description down below, it says 24 volts. Okay. Too late. I'm returning these bitches. They're going back. So I went to the exact same thing, just a shorter reel, right? So I bought the exact same listing, just at 33 feet this time, 32.8 feet. And this is what I see in the picture there. This one's more obvious. It says 12 volts. It says 12 volts on this reel, and down in the description it says 12 volts. So I order it. It's like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I need. I only need the controller. I don't need I don't need the actual LED strips themselves. They're already in there. I just need the controller that makes the LEDs turn on, and I can control them with my phone. I get them. It's a fucking 24 volt wire. I can't plug in 24 volts to my 12 volts. All my LEDs will fry. They will not work anymore. I have to get a 12 volt LED controller. So
adapt, old man.
I went to eBay and I found a used one that somebody must have purchased a year ago when they're still selling 12 volt lines. So I went and bought it on eBay. So that it'll be here in like a week. Where an actual 12 volt LED controller, so I can get my fucking lights.
Just got on the buck
again.
Converter, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not fucking around with that shit.
If anyone not like seeing the visual of this, like Jake's camera, it's just not the same. It
looks so different. I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah. It looks like a boundary break version of your office, you know what I mean?
You're not supposed to see this.
We're not supposed to see this shit.
I got a window over here. I got a window open, so I have some natural light coming in. I have a lamp on back there, so I have some yellower light.
Natural light? What the fuck is that? And then dude, there is no natural light down here. I'm in a cave.
That looks worse. I prefer it with a little bit of yellow light in the background.
Yeah, warm lighting is much better than blue light.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the warm lights on for now.
100,000%. Warmer is just much better.
Absolutely.
It brings out your skin tone properly.
What's wrong with blue?
Okay, you're in space, Jason. I don't want to hear it.
It's actually green. It's actually green.
This is when I go in and actually change the background color, right?
My entire brand is
because you can do that. You can change that on the fly. Anyways, that was my little rant for the week. Hopefully by next episode I have working lights again.
Yeah, speaking of, oh my God, that's wrong.
It's red. What the fuck is going on?
For listeners, Jason just changed his background from blue to red. You went to hell. You went to Caleb.
Yeah, he was.
Elden Ring players.
I put in some time on Erd3 this morning, and
how is it?
I'm getting my ass beat. It's really fun. It is so much fun.
I'm getting my ass beat. Have the time of my life.
Like literally. You know what? I don't even want to spoil it. It's just I'm experiencing the game again, and I was like, I remember why I fucking love this game. So,
hell yeah,
you're playing the same character as your first playthrough, or a different
It is
character?
my first playthrough, but I also gave myself a hard stop. I was like, okay, I'm gonna.
When I say first playthrough, I mean your first playthrough from like back in 2022. When
yeah,
you first
exactly.
It is
my first character. It is my first character.
That's my plan too.
I stopped at a point where I was like, okay, I know there's gonna be DLC. you know, in the land of the shadow. But I'm gonna just like leave it here. I'm not gonna go too far, and so I just made it to a point where all I had to do was defeat Moog and Radon, and that was it. That's all I had to do. So I didn't go to like level fucking 500 or 600 like other people were doing, and I was
I did that. I fucking hyper leveled my character after I beat the Elden Beast
I have another character for doing hyper leveling, but like my main character was not gonna be that. I
think my character is like level 240 or something like that.
Yeah, no, that's where I'm at. With my first character, and I was like, it's working out great. I don't feel like too limited by like skill or anything. It's good gaming, good video games. We love that shit. Speaking of video
I love the
games,
FromSoft shit.
We love video games.
Yeah, we love video games.
Video games are good.
Speaking of video games, console has been on a tear. This whole last month, I gotta say.
The full band, full combos.
Full band FCs on Expert Plus have been just dropping one by one.
Aftermath is on a tear. They're looking for the full series, full band FC.
They're out for blood, man.
Yeah,
there's not many left.
The lineup is Brady, Birdman, Bong and Destiny, Nick, Zay, and I think Josh, Lila. Shit.
That's the name I see. Yo,
Midnight
it's
Rider.
Lila 1133. Yeah.
Lila. Yes. And they've been just clearing out like all the games. I think Beast and the Harlot Expert Plus was like the first one to drop. I don't know how long that one took. No idea. But one that took an extremely long amount of time was Through the Fire and Flames Expert Plus, which Ace Ace was doing a lot of these too. I think they're going between Ace and Bong. So, you know, they just have a killer lineup. Ace beforehand for Through the Fire and Flames on Smash Hits was FCing the song back to back to back to back, I think.
That's nuts.
I think on stream he got it 3 times in a row. And he was like, I gotta build consistency.
Ace was just literally like a machine for FCing Through the Fire and Flames Smash Hits. If you guys have never played it, or you haven't played it on console, or you haven't whatever, that is an insane accomplishment. Being able to FC Smash Hits Flames just one time even.
Just
but
in
3
general.
times in a row, or at least multiple times in the same session is insane. It's RNG City. Like it's hard to get consistent with that just because the game engine wants to fuck you. Like it's not that serious, bro. Let me go. But
I mean, like we've had our conversations about the tap notes.
We've talked about this so many times.
The slider notes.
Oh, we talked about the engines before. So yeah,
engines episode 34. Go check that out.
But it's just
35 actually.
It's just mental fortitude going into wanting to be consistent at Through the Fire and Flames Smash Hits chart with that engine. It's just ridiculous. It's and that goes without saying. After Through the Fire and Flames Smash Hits happened, Ace was like, if we get this done, we're gonna do Rock Band 4 Through the Fire and Flames right after. And that was the one I was afraid was gonna take an absolutely long amount of time. Those motherfuckers got it in like a day. Right?
Less than an hour.
Less than an hour.
Yeah,
like
Brady started stream, less than an hour. They were joking.
Yeah, I don't know what...
First try. Let's get a first try. And like their first try was like
I don't know what happened.
Past the solo or some shit. Like it was insane.
They like scared Rock Band 4 into working for the last time.
In the submission.
Yeah. Like
if you say Dan Sussman 3 times, the game will start working.
Yeah. Click your heels.
Oh my god, like it's Bloody Mary in the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan Sussman. Like Jesus Christ.
More like Crimson Mary.
Yeah, Crimson Mary for Crimson
Mary.
Stars.
When's the Brutal mode full band FC of Flames?
Oh god, dude. I don't even think
you can't do Brutal mode online. You can't do Brutal mode online. You can only do
you can't?
local.
All right, we got to meet up then.
Let's say it'd be a meetup.
Well, the only thing that would top this is in their words, not mine, and also kind of mine because I agree with it. They're saying like the only thing that could top this Flames FC is if they do an all-pro full band FC of Flames.
What the fuck? Like
as far as I'm
concerned,
like the
MIDI guitar?
I think it's only been the highest it's been. I think the highest score for Pro Guitar Flames was Pinky Milo with like 97, 98%, which is still nasty.
Yeah,
that's still nasty. But I just don't see that shit happening because of how weird the Pro Guitar engine is. But
somebody would have to be very, very, very dedicated for that.
Very, very, very patient. Or you could just
not even Herman Lee could do that.
I think we've talked about this before, right? Haven't we talked about the guy that FC'd Freebird on Pro Guitar on one of our episodes?
Pinky Milo.
That's it, right?
Legend.
Like
absolute legend.
He's the
absolutely incredible. freaking amazing.
Pro guitar,
Pro
pro
guitar,
keys, and pro drums. That goes to Maze
Yeah.
Geek.
Yeah, that's
Shout outs to Maze Geek.
Yeah.
Maze Geek's a legend on that.
It also still doesn't end there because this past week, a bunch of Metallica shit was taken down on Guitar Hero Metallica Expert Plus. War Ensemble died yesterday, which was crazy.
Which I believe was un-FC'd, on full band FC'd, like by anybody before this, not just Aftermath, if I'm not mistaken.
So that's a first ever.
I believe that's a first ever.
Same
Taking
with
down first evers after that long.
It is a first ever.
Yeah,
Wow.
that first
Brady
ever
tweet
stood
says so.
longer. Like that first ever like record. There are people younger than that. You know that
Yeah.
that are playing this game now.
Yeah, I mean, 15 years ago is when Guitar Hero Metallica came out, 2009, early 2009. Like
I'm at risk
March,
of seeing
April.
a 14-year-old's opinion on Twitter. You know, every day.
Yeah, every day.
We're at risk.
That is something we have to deal with, and we
It's
have
harmful.
to carefully navigate every single day. You know, I try to avoid as
Yes.
much as I can.
It's scary.
That being said, the War Ensemble I think suffered one really, really bad outro choke. I think probably earlier in the
Brady's
week.
tweet says, after 3 outro chokes,
Three
outro chokes, I present my best
Dude,
rhythm game accomplishment, first ever War Ensemble full band FC.
That
Those-
takes so much like fortitude to keep going after a choke like that. So to have 3, kudos. That's nuts.
I
Hey,
don't think
speaking
people
about multiple chokes, you keep going. This is probably.
I was gonna say, like, you know, talking about full band, I don't think people really understand the mental fortitude it takes for 4 people to lock
Yeah.
in for a first ever. Like, I have only done like 1 or 2 full band FCs in my life, and I'm way too like I beat myself up when I like miss. If I'm the cause of a miss,
Yes.
but how do I come back from
hurts
that?
you.
How do
I know.
how do I just like come back from mental boom like that?
Not only do
No,
you
it-
have to worry about it, but you have to worry about 3 other people who are like potentially going to get mad at you for missing a note if they are all FCing at the same time too.
But the
Like-
thing
Yeah.
is, it's like it's different. It's different nowadays because now everyone just understands like it's fine. It's been 15 years. We can just do
Yeah.
it. Just try again. Just try again. It's okay. You know. I guess it was especially rough when you know we just mentioned Maze Geek, and remember JP, the full game, full band FC speed run.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Yes.
I went over here. I looked over here. I was gonna go to YouTube. I was gonna get the link because that is one of the craziest things ever done in rhythm
That
gaming
will never.
history.
That will most likely never happen or never be beat.
No.
I think just it won't happen again because you won't find a pool of people who are just that consistent at the game to just sit through full game, full band FC. And I think that was like 7 hours.
It
right?
wasn't
7.5
even long.
hours, 7.5
It was not
hours.
even a long time. I think it was like 10 hours.
Oh, it was
9
10 hours?
hours, 37 minutes, and 12
Yeah.
seconds to
9
full band
hours.
FC, 83
God.
songs. Mind you, playing through Rock Band 3, just not even going for FD, just playing every song, probably takes you 5.5, 6 hours.
Yeah,
So, like,
They had to
yeah.
FC
It's a
everything.
short game.
They
There's
had to
83
FC
songs to play. It
everything.
is not short.
For context, wasn't my speed run of GH Live like I think 4 hours,
like
20
4 hours.
minutes?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah,
And that's a 42 song
has-
game.
Yeah, there's 42 songs in that game. There's not many. There's
I'm
double the
one
amount
person.
almost in Rock Band 3. And you're
How-
one person at 4. There's
They're
a lot of
4.
hard songs to full band FC and Rock Band 3 too. The longest
long
one
was,
that took him was Roundabout. Took him an hour to get Roundabout done.
I remember
mean-
I remember when all that roundabout shit was going down. Everybody was losing morale, and they're like, "Dude, it's too. We are already so deep. We literally cannot end this run." And
You
so
can't
they
stop.
kept going for like 2 more hours, or it
Oh
felt
my
like 2 more
God.
hours. I don't even remember.
It was 1
But
hour, 1
I was
minute,
just
and 4
like-
seconds.
I was just like, dude, they have to fucking pull through. I think Bryce had to come through, or Alf had to come through. I don't remember, but it was the bass chart towards the end of the song that was like really tripping him up, and everyone was just so drained. And poor fucking Maze Geek was the only drummer. He's the
Oh
only
my
guy.
God.
He stuck out
Dude,
the whole time.
So exhausting.
The stamina.
I think Kyle, Kyle X368, he was vocals the whole time, I believe. Streaming the run.
Probably.
I think he was the one streaming the run, I
Man.
believe.
Your voice
Could have been
hurts.
chugging water.
Yeah.
Drink
yeah.
water.
And man, I just really don't think that something like that will ever happen again.
No,
I'm kind of surprised that it was even attempted in the first place. But
that is
it
a
was just
thing that you
right
like,
place,
like
right
you
time.
joke about with you and your boys. Like, yo, what if? You know, what if
Well,
we
how
did
old
this?
is this video?
Dude,
think
it's like that was 2017, man.
7 years
7
ago.
years
So yeah,
ago.
it makes sense that it happened in 2017 if you ask me. Out of any time.
Yeah, everybody
Because,
just
like,
had free time and everyone was just
we
chilling.
had
Everybody started
nothing.
getting into stream.
No, it was
Everybody was getting
2016.
into streaming. So
It was 2016?
Yeah, 2016.
Oh, this is 16?
Like the,
Oh,
the
yeah,
video
yeah.
I linked here, the
Oh, yeah,
analysis
you know,
says September 3rd, 2016.
that's so right, because around this time, I remember Maze Geek was going for fucking Cassandra Gemini on drums.
Oh man,
All right,
that
hold
shit,
on.
dude, I
You
forgot
say
about
this
that.
could never happen again. I think if we incentivized band play more, maybe. So let's see if, I'm sure we'll get to Fortnite and battle stage later, but just as a side note, if we ever see band v band play and there's more incentive for people to play full band, maybe we could see that revitalization over time.
Traditional full band, mind you, not not like 3 people being on lead and then 1 person being.
That's
on
what I
drums.
want.
Yeah, like
I want
actual
traditional
band.
full band.
Traditional full band is a really cool concept. Just like as much as I'm all for just fun times and like being able to choose every single instrument or whatever instrument you want. Like if the 4 of us wanted to play bass on a song, or all 4 of us wanted to play like drums on a song.
The
I'm all for
option's
that.
good to have it.
I
but
love having that
traditional
option.
full band is where it's at.
But I think opening up another avenue of competitive or just incentivizing actual traditional full band play is something that Fortnite Festival should do.
Yes.
I agree. Because
And
right
they
now
already
it's like
they already kind of do it. They already kind of do it where they have the instrument variations.
The variety
in main stage.
bonus
Variety bonus, even though that doesn't like really incentivize it that much.
doesn't offset.
There should be like quests for that, I think, personally. Like play with a crew or play with a squad where everyone's on a different instrument.
I mean,
like, that'd be cool.
okay, I'm an anomaly over here because I love bass. I mean,
Y'all right there.
literally like
yeah,
I'm a,
it's just
I
right
love
there.
playing bass. I was talking to Jake a little bit earlier about this, right? Like when World Tour drops, when open notes were first added, I was a leaderboard demon on that, right? Like I was always trying to go for bass scores on that because it was so different, unique, and fun. And right now, there's very little reason for me to go to bass on Fortnite Festival. You know,
Unless
most people
you're
want to
playing
see.
Sky Surfer.
Yeah, that's really about it, right? Getting some good calibration off Sky Surfer. But aside from that, there's really no reason to play full band with, like 1 person on vocals, 1 on drums, 1 on bass, 1 on lead.
I think if traditional band ever makes its way to festival, or I mean, like it does, like in a way where it's the exact same as Rock Band, you could see the boards on the screen. I think that would be a huge
That'd be
reason
sick.
for people to
do
full band. But
that's
it's
the only way
hard.
it's going to be impactful, right? And not only that, but like local multiplayer, like that's going to
Yeah.
be because like
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen it time and time again that there's a lot of people out there. I mean, like I can think of multiple people offhand, like Chad, Raz Q, Lego Dano, like they have Rock Band nights, right? With
Yeah.
like their friends and family, like they have Rock Band nights.
I usually throw Rock Band on when we have barbecues. Like
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
exactly.
the RGH setup, I pull out the fucking drum set and I just have, or I just bring out the microphones. Like that's just
Like,
it.
That's good shit.
It's easy to forget that like the reason why we play this game is not the reason why these games are made, right? They were meant to be fun and to just like be goofy, have a good time, like pretend like you're start a band, rock the world, right? Like that's why these games are made. And
that brings up something that I talked about on stream the other night. It was just like the fact that Festival is kind of blending the traditional rhythm game with the like a guitar simulator type deal, right? Guitar and Rock Band are more close to instrument simulators than rhythm games. But now with Festival having like judgments and like this PvP mode, and it's just kind of back to the roots of just, hey, you could pick the game up and you could just tap the notes and they're right there coming down the screen. It's kind of blurring the lines between instrument simulator and full on rhythm game. We haven't exactly seen Harmonix do that, and they're doing a pretty good job approaching it, no matter how slow it's actually going. I think they're treading the waters extremely carefully, and I can respect that. But that's also the reason why there's not much going on in Festival right now.
no,
True.
like no offense, Epic, right? It's just in Harmonix, it's just like that's kind of what's happening right now. I mean, it doesn't help that like they're on break right now. For those who don't know, they're on vacation.
Well, it could be a good thing. It's like, you know, you see the new Harmonix game, you compare it to everything that they've done before it, and it's like, yeah, of course, there's not a lot going on. They're now entirely gamifying the game.
Well,
you know,
this is
they're
a new.
now treating it like a game.
Like I mentioned this before we started the pod. It's just this is new.
Yeah,
This is
it's
new. Like Harmonix has always released a finished product. Rock Band 4 maybe, but they released a finished product because that's how the industry was. But the games industry has changed quite a lot since then, and they've adapted because they didn't really have a choice. Like that's if Harmonix had just released a standalone title, I gotta be honest, I don't think it would have done as well as Festival is doing.
Bro, we would not have even gotten Pro League to Pro Base.
No way.
We wouldn't even have
gotten
gotten
If the gameplay of Festival was not in Fortnite, if they just released it, it would have been a flash in the pan with nobody be talking about right now.
Nobody.
I'm sorry to say it.
I'd agree.
Amplitude 2016.
It's just the truth.
It would be like that, bro. Like,
yeah.
I mean, hey, okay, I do want to retract my statement saying like, oh, it's Harmonix's first time gamifying the game. That's not true. They've been doing that with frequency and amplitude. You know, they made a game out of the stems of music, right? You know, like that's what it was. You complete the song in phrases. That's what you did in frequency and amplitude and fucking Rock Band Blitz. You have power ups that
and
make
unplugged.
It, you know, and unplugged as well. You know, like that. I'm wrong for saying it's their first time gamifying a game, but you know, you take the idea of Guitar Hero, you take the idea of Rock Band, and then you just kind of go back to its roots. It's like, okay, now it's more like Step Mania. It's more like, you know, it's kind of, you know, treading those waters, and people get into it because of that. And they've probably never heard of Queens of the Stone Age or The Killers in a rhythm game. So it's their first time experiencing that. They're used to more, you know, I don't know the tracks that are in most rhythm games nowadays, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
I do.
You fucking like stuff that people know from Dance Dance Revolution or Sound Voltex. It's that type of shit. They're used to that like, more than what we hear on the radio.
You know, it's almost like with Festival. All the previous Rock Band games have been quote unquote finished, right? Yeah, they were updates. They had to get changed with like especially Rock Band 4.
Yeah, title updates and stuff, yeah.
But with Festival, it almost feels like every season is kind of locking the cadence right now for major updates, right? Because Season 1 of Festival is vastly different from the product the game is giving out today.
Season 1 of Festival is crazy.
Bro, Overdrive used to be orange, bro. Can you believe that?
Like, it wasn't that long ago.
It used to eat 4 notes at a time.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago that Overdrive was orange, but it just feels so foreign to me now. It's like, of course it's white.
Remember where you could double your Overdrive after a chord?
No,
Season 2
terrible.
issues.
That was fucking terrible. But we did it
that.
because it was funny.
And Season 1 Overdrive activations, eating 4 notes at a time.
Yes. So Season 1 had that. Season 2 had the multiple Overdrive issues. Season 3 had no Coyote time, right? For Pro being added. But hey, the game still has issues now. We could point out things like multiple notes being eaten when they shouldn't be, or just missing notes when you shouldn't, and
hitting notes out of order.
Pull-off sustains don't give you points.
I feel like I did another run of 1 last night. I made it in on my regular calibration. I made it into the triplets, man.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
Our new theory is that calibration is kind of fucky because calibration is weird in this game. Like my ideal calibration that fits for me is really high. It's in the 200s. I use 225 audio video, 240 input lag. That's it feels good to me on my Xbox Series X setup. But like, it shouldn't have to be that high.
Well, see, my counter
around that on PC.
It shouldn't have to be. Why is it not 0-0?
Is that it's par in the course for Harmonix to make calibration weird past Rock Band 3 and onward.
Every game calibration
like
Rock
this,
Band 4
this
was
is a
super
Harmonix
weird. There was like a
this
built-in 100
thing,
millisecond.
you know?
I know, but this is a brand new game and a brand new engine. It's in Fortnite. Why?
And
why?
And it's the hardest. Like this is the worst calibration issue of any plastic guitar game we've ever had. I straight up believe this because
Rock Band 4 was pretty fucking bad. But
hold
you're
on
right.
though, Rock Band 4 didn't
man.
have judgments.
That's true.
Yeah,
yes.
calibration is more
changes
important now
everything.
than ever.
Yeah.
Calibration matters more in this game than any previous plastic guitar game, and I don't think anybody can argue that, right? No. Because hey, give a shout out to Acai real quick. I've been bringing up this FC a lot that they had recently, but she FC'd Blueberry Fago, which is not it's not like a crazy hard, Through the Fire and Flames or anything. It's like 100 and something notes. It's not that crazy, but they flawlessed it, which meant not only did they hit all the notes in the 50 millisecond perfect timing window, but they got squeezes on every activation. Which is
1/20th of a second, by the way, 50 milliseconds.
that's bananas.
Just wanna point that out. 50 sounds like a high number, but it's not.
The skill cap on this is insane. The thing is, they have to be playing perfectly on their calibration, which, here's the fucky part, Acai plays on 0-0, which means they've figured out however the timing window works perfectly to be able to squeeze the back end of a 20th of a second timing window and hit the front end of a 20th second multiple times in a song while not dropping a single frickin' note.
Being on 0-0 calibration to me makes no sense.
What?
Because if I play on 0-0, my audio is not even close to being on. The hit window, sure, hit window's fine, but it's the audio. So I'd have to play muted. There's no audio, way around it.
I tried syncing up the audio, the 0 video, and that fucked the game up really
bad.
bad.
You can't do that.
Dude, you literally, you can hit the notes before they actually come down the highway. It's really bad. It's...
It makes me wonder, why...
full 500.
It makes me wonder if, the way that they have it is an easier system to implement than what it used to be.
Maybe.
Well, they're working in the constraints of
very much has
Fortnite.
to be. Well, yeah, I know they're working in the constraints of Fortnite, but also Guitar Hero Live did this.
Had the same thing.
Guitar Hero Live did the exact same thing. It's like you adjust audio and video, and then you could just move the hit window. That's the calibration. That's what it was. That's what input offset is, moving the hit window.
But the thing with GH Live, it had one huge negative that I did not know about until actually just 2 days ago.
Just one?
This one I didn't have. I've never heard of.
If you didn't know, this has got to be juicy.
Apparently, your server lag, your actual ping, affected calibration.
What?
I believe it. I believe it.
Apparently, because of GHTV being online,
No
Acai
way.
was telling me about this, where apparently bad ping would affect your calibration.
Australia.
Makes sense.
And they still managed to get the first FC of Flames that stood until the game shut down.
Yes. Yeah.
Which was 3 years. It was 3
I did not
years.
know that. I never had any issues with it.
That's actually
that sounds
fucking
so
hilarious.
fucking terrible. I hate the
That's
sound of
so
that.
awful. Fuck you, Activision. I hate you. I hate you.
Okay, hold on.
Don't.
That's actually a perfect transition point because I brought up an issue in my brain earlier that I wanted to spit out and I never got the chance. A lot of people have been talking about, I wish a new Guitar Hero would drop. I wish the new Guitar Hero would come out. I wish it would compete with Fortnite Festival. I have a real question for you guys that I cannot come up with an answer to, so maybe you guys can. How could Guitar Hero even be relevant right now? Seriously, as a standalone title. Unless it was
Overwatch. They put in Overwatch too.
I joked with people with my community the other day about this. I was like, what if they put it in Call of Duty? Straight up. How do you make enough people go out and get the alternative when Fortnite Festival exists in a free-to-play?
So
It has to be a better product.
guess-
I mean,
it's gotta
there's
be-
many things that people are asking for in Fortnite Festival that probably won't happen, such as regular vocals. Guitar
So-
would have to have regular, actual pitched vocals and drums again. Real
They'd
drums.
have to do it.
They would have to.
they just have to come out guns
But-
blazing.
But the thing is that it also can't be a standalone title, in the same vein. It's gonna have to be a live service, always online game with streaming songs. It's gonna have to do the same thing.
Or they don't do any of that, and then they go full nostalgia play, almost like the Tony Hawk remasters from
Well, they'd
recent,
have to
memory.
remaster. Imagine if they made Guitar
They would
Hero
have to
1
do
plus
Guitar Hero
2.
3.
That'd be kind of cool, but at the same time, I don't want that. I want new shit.
No, I don't
But
want it either.
If they go back to basics and they just take the principles of the first games, where it's only guitar and then there's bass for co-op, and then the same sort of art style they used to have, but looking newer and fresher. I don't know.
If they do a Guitar Hero 1 plus 2, and full nostalgia play it, and where they keep the mechanics of the best game,
Make it
and
exactly the same, just make it prettier.
They give it a facelift. They give it a facelift. They do recharts. They facelift the charts too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they do that, and
yeah, they have to.
They add drums and vocals. I could see.
How long would it
I could see that.
last?
I
don't know, man.
Yo, they already did that.
Shut up.
Yeah, there you go.
They already did that. It's right here. They did it in 2009.
They already did.
Way
that.
too
They
early.
rushed it.
See, if they did
rushed
that
it the
now-
fuck out.
If they did that now,
If they did a Smash
it
Hits
might
now,
succeed.
that would
I've
be
been
an S
saying
game.
this.
That
Smash
would
Hits
go
was
from an
before
F
its time.
tier to an S.
Yes.
Exactly.
F tier to an
If
S.
Smash Hits released 10 years later in 2019, could you imagine the fanfare that there would be around this game? It'd be incredible.
I don't think it would last, man. Regardless, if it had 100 songs, right? What happens in a month or two, right? We live in
Keep
a
adding
world
more.
with
It's Smash
Clone
Hits.
Hero
Just
and
add
Yarg
everything
and-
back. That's what they're doing with Fortnite Festival. They're bringing all sorts of different old rock bands songs
someone
the
asked
other
me
thing
to-
too, UEFN's
go,
on the
go.
horizon, right?
Mm-hmm.
When people are going to be able to make their own things, how does Guitar Hero compete against that?
It doesn't have to
Right?
compete.
They-
It's
Bring
its own
GH
thing.
tunes back.
Does it?
They
Not
partner-
necessarily competition. It would just be a different thing. You know, a similar. You know, like
I just
Fortnite,
can't see it
PUBG back in the
doing
day.
well.
Dude,
They
it
were
would be
similar.
fucking
Like 2017,
unreal. It would be
PUBG was the
unrealistic.
thing. PUBG was the thing, and then Fortnite came along. It was like similar but different. They weren't necessarily competing against each other. They were. It was a similar product,
Battle
but
Royale.
very different. Very different kind of people wanted to play it. It was just a battle royale game, but Fortnite turned into a different thing, and PUBG was its own different thing. There was
And
two
now
different
Fortnite
things.
You know,
That's
is
the only that
Roblox.
Guitar Hero could ever.
Yeah,
Guitar Hero cannot pull off a Fortnite. It won't happen. It can't be. They don't have the sort of like infrastructure built to do that.
Someone
Not
on
a
my
platform.
stream yesterday asked me a question. It's like, yo, hey, straight up, no strings attached. It was just, hey, sell me on Fortnite Festival, and like, you know, from the bottom of my heart, and he's like, I've been playing Clone Hero. Sell me on Fortnite Festival, and I was like, okay, listen, the real answer here is like, after 6 months, after playing it, it was just this. Basically, after the Season 4, you know, release, and it was basically like a relaunch of Festival 2.0. And so it's like, okay, if you waited long enough to try Fortnite Festival, it goes like this. Do you care about the genre? Do you care about the genre of the game? Because it's always going to be that question. Do you want to see a Guitar Hero-like game that are, you know, by the original developers of Guitar Hero and Rock Band? Do you want to see that genre succeed and have stability and have a place in the industry and online or wherever, just a place in media and pop culture for as long as possible? That's what Fortnite Festival is doing. Like, that's exactly what it's doing. But if you just want your nostalgia fix, you just want to go hit notes, go ahead. Go crazy. There's a million mods out there. There's Yarg and Clone Hero. There's so many things that can just get your nostalgia fix, but do you want to see the game continue to go further and reach generations and you know, to come like past our time after we crumble potentially? You know, I don't know. I'm very optimistic about Fortnite Festival since, you know, it got announced. And just learning how they do things with, you know, their business model and how they approach adding things and fixing things for the game. It's like the developers, they listen. They're treading these waters for the first time again, because now they're making a game within a game, and they're listening to everybody to see what we want. So you got to be vocal about it, constructive or non-constructive. They're listening, you know, and because that's just the way, you know, how they do it over at, you know, I guess many game companies do this, but it's just they listen that way, and so that's their feedback. So if you want to see like Guitar Hero and Rock Band have a place, you know, without us needing to just lift it ourselves as a community, right? We've been doing that for a decade. We have literally been doing that for a decade plus. Like, after Warriors of Rock, there wasn't really anything to look forward to at all for years. It was just, there's Rock Band 3 DLC, but then like, it was like, you know, Rock Band 4 came out, and people swear up and down that they love that game. Also, but it's like, they didn't buy that DLC. They didn't.
Not all of it.
Not
Not
all
for
of
9
it.
years.
They didn't get the exports.
They didn't get the export. I mean, they probably got the exports. Let's be real.
Not some of
If
these
there
old
are
ones
like
already
true people out
delisted.
there that love Rock Band 4, they definitely got the exports. Like,
They found the
exports.
way. See,
Wait, aren't
but-
you a liar? You don't have the Rock Band 3 export.
Yeah, that's true. I don't have the Rock Band 3 export.
And
Fraud.
But I have the Rock Band Lego. I have Lego Rock Band. That is the most sought after export of anybody who plays Rock Band 4.
Well,
but yeah,
all of them
no,
are gone
I mean,
now. Sorry.
I'm just
Been
thinking,
gone.
I think about it, man. It's just, if you don't like Fortnite Festival, it's like, okay, cool. At least I got you thinking about the game. We just need more people playing the genre in general.
I mean, I
You
think
know?
that we've all
I just had a
been
thought
asked
during all
question.
this.
Go with yours, Jake. I'll get mine after.
I'll do mine last.
So we're coming at this from a different perspective because we were all around, we were all playing these games when they were new, when they were still coming out, when they were still officially supported. I feel like a majority of the Clone Hero community, the people who are still playing whatever they're doing over there, might not have had that same experience. Like the only Guitar Hero type of game that they've known is the fan-made creations. They've never seen an officially supported game or played an officially supported game because Clone Hero didn't come out till 2017. If people got started with Clone Hero, they're well beyond any time where there's been an officially supported game. Not count Rock Band 4 with all the DLC and stuff like that. Different. So like they don't know what it's like to have a Fortnite Festival around where there is a big developer supporting a game weekly and asking for your feedback to make the game better, to make the game genre grow. Right? It's always just been this small niche thing. I don't know if it's easy to comprehend what it was like to have Guitar Hero Metallica, and then 2 months later Guitar Hero Smash Hits, and then 2 months later Guitar Hero 5, and all this shit coming out constantly. You know, I don't know.
I think your point actually feeds directly into what I was going to say, and maybe just if the universe aligns, it'll feed directly into whatever JP was going to say. But what I was saying in my brain, and I'm going to throw it out now, is I think what the official games bring, that's something that a fan game cannot, is shared experience.
100%.
So
110%, 2,000%. You're so right.
1,000,000%, actually.
If
a
you
billion.
If you download Clone Hero, every single person who does is going to have a different experience based on their settings tweaking and what songs they downloaded, right? It's if you're only downloading solo medleys, your experience is going to be wildly different from someone who's downloading the old Guitar Hero 1 charts. With Fortnite Festival, an official game, when we're getting free songs every week, everybody is able to play the same song. Sure, you might buy some, but if you're playing on Battle Stage, it's only the free songs anyways. Everybody is in the exact same boat.
Yes.
So you can relate to people.
Every single day is a different experience because they have a different set of featured songs.
So when you play and you go, man, you should try drums on this, and someone can immediately relate to it, they don't have to go find the chart for Numa Dragonfuck Edition and, you know, hope that it will work and sync up and, you know, that you can play it. It's just there in game, and hey, maybe that's a little too casual for folks. Maybe they want the customization. I guarantee for ease of access, for like being able to get new folks in, they want to have an experience where they just can choose what they want and go and not have to worry about downloading shit. Like, we're the hardcore fucks that are actually downloading everything and trying things for Clone Hero or an RGH or whatever the hell it is, right? But if you're just getting into this, no, you don't want to have to do all those steps. You want to be able to share your experience and go, hey, did you check out Dakiti on vocals? You know, and be able to say, oh man, I love Bad Bunny. This is awesome. You know, like it's a big difference than what Clone Hero and Yarg are bringing, and getting new people in the door. We need that.
Kind of similar to the whole thing. It's like, hey, it's just a different thing. You know, a future Guitar Hero, just a different thing. Clone Hero, just a different thing. Similar, sure, to Fortnite Festival, just different though.
Well, so I mentioned this to you guys the other day, but like I've come to realize like Clone Hero is like literally like it's a sandbox game. Like you can create your own scenario, and I think for all of us over time that's become less and less of a novelty. And for me, coming into, I mean, I've been in the community, but having gotten into Clone Hero because I started charting songs, and I mean, I started charting before Clone Hero existed. Or it existed, we just didn't know about it, because Cyrillane's been developing it for a while. 2 Guitar Game, as it was called, right? But having charted a ton of songs for Clone Hero, you know, there's a part of me that is at peace with the idea that, like, that era is kind of over for me, right? Like, I'm proud of what I was able to produce, but, like, I only play Clone Hero to test guitars. Like, that's the only reason that I play it these days, and that's, like, 2-minute sessions of me playing, you know, some stupid FL custom to be like, there's a tap? Alright, it's good to go. You know, like, whatever rigorous testing I do. And with Fortnite Festival, I mean, every point that everybody talked about, right? The fact that, you know, being a part of a shared experience, like Jason mentioned, and the fact that it's an officially supported game that's constantly updated, there's like excitement behind that, right? Yeah. And what people probably don't know about the team behind Festival at both Epic and Harmonix, because although Epic owns Harmonix, like there's still a lot of people that are technically still under the Harmonix umbrella because it's just a company within the company, from what I understand. But you know, they're very data oriented. So when we come to them with our feedback, a lot of the times what'll end up happening is that if it matches the data that they have, then they're able to say, okay, then we need to do this because what they're saying matches the data that we have. So for example, vocals in Battle Stage, we talked to them about that, and within the week, an update was pushed out for it to be nerfed. You know, because like that feedback matched the data, and they saw that everybody else was saying it, right? Like, and to be able to
heavily exploitable it was.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was, and now drums are the new thing, but that'll get fixed too. I'm not worried about it. You know, like it will get fixed. That's the recurring theme here is that it will get fixed. It does get fixed, and
they're listening.
And to me,
and it goes back to that, dude.
Yeah, that's the best thing to me, right? Is that, you know, Clone Hero brought this community back. I don't think any of us are denying that. Like, Clone Hero rose this fucking dead ass game from the ashes. Like it just did. Like there's no way around that, right? Like,
I'd reckon that it has straight up been 7 years since, you know, we moved over to Clone Hero.
It's been a longer time than people think. And you know, going back to what you said, Alec, about Sell Me on Festival, because the argument that everybody loves to make is, well, Clone Hero is free and I can get whatever song I want. And it's like, for me, I gotta be honest, getting every song I could ever dream of, it got boring. In a way, I like being limited. Maybe that's weird, though.
No, I don't think it is.
I don't know what I want, so
Exactly.
it's cool to have things given to me, and I figure out, oh, that's cool. I like
and
that
then
song.
something you
Never
thought
heard
you
that
might
artist
not
before.
like.
Huh, not bad.
Yeah, something you thought you might
that's
not
cool.
like, you end up liking, which was
to
a
have a
recurring
curated
theme,
thing.
and especially Season 1, where we were like, wait,
Music
this
appreciation.
kind of bangs, you know? Like,
Yes. And again, it's a lot different. Whereas if you are playing with somebody who's a different skill level than you, right? Let's say, you know, we meet up and I want to play something and you're like, no, I really want to play, you know, Shredder's Fuckfest 3000. And I'm just like, dude, all right, that's just not my thing. I have no way to play it with you, right? If there's not like multi-difficulty charts, right? If it's not something like that.
I'm going to say something potentially nuclear.
Oh, God.
If Clone Heroes Online auto-downloaded the song that somebody else didn't have, man, I think Clone Hero like would be fucking flying still. I think potentially to this day.
I think it gets shut down.
That could never happen.
About
yeah, that is
it would get shut down.
Shared experiences.
That is
okay,
peer-to-peer
so you say shit getting
piracy.
shut down? You get shit shut down? How the fuck does Osu do it? How does where was like any of the resources? Why couldn't the game just be like modded to have that type of thing? Shared experiences in rhythm games via customs was like the reason why I even spent more time on Beat Saber.
Sure.
Because when the multiplayer like mod came out or whatever, this is like 2019, super into VR back then, and then I could just get into a fucking lobby with people and it would auto download the song and I would try it and it was fully charted all difficulties. And I was like, shit. I'll be on here for another 2 hours. This is great. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I don't know enough about any other games
That's
that do
awesome.
that. My mind immediately just went to the Napster type deal. It's like, you're downloading somebody
there's
else's
also a big
pirated
problem
music, peer-to-peer.
Huge problem with that.
Interesting.
I get it. It's a very interesting, like, sort of, you know, completely different waters to tread.
This is.
I get it.
Man, I'm gonna go real tinfoil saying this, but I feel like it's worth it, and my tinfoil's been spot on in the past, so fuck it. I'm 100% of the belief that Activision has allowed Clone Hero to exist because it keeps Guitar Heroes in general, like the games from the past, in people's minds without Activision having to spend any marketing money whatsoever.
I honestly agree with that.
That's the
like,
least
I agree with that.
tinfoil I've ever
I
heard.
don't want- I
That's
also
just the
agree.
truth.
They also don't want any bad PR for taking down a fan game like Nintendo does.
Because-
Nintendo.
They don't want. But they, you know, Activision did. There's. Hold on. There's actually some lore that came up in my comments. Oh my god,
Ooh.
I completely forgot to tell you guys about this.
Let's go.
There is a video that I made about I want to say 7 years ago called "What the Hell is Guitar Zero." This is the clone that got cease and desisted by Activision.
Yes.
Yep.
And
Which I have on my PC right now.
the creator of the game was dropping knowledge in the comments, and let me just go take a screenshot of it.
Oh, I'm so interested.
Here's the video. Here's the video right here. And I was just like kind of doing a casual playthrough. It was like 7 minutes. Casual playthrough. And
sorry, you said 7 years ago? It was actually 9. This was in 2015.
Yeah, no,
download link in the description, bro.
Long ass time. So, here is Scott talking about, how the game came to be, and then the maker of the game was actually talking about it on here too.
Holy shit.
So this is the maker of the game.
Damn, you
So
want to
Guitar
do a
Zero-
quick read through?
Well, we could start from the bottom picture. So, Web Duelist is the guy who made this or took part in making this clone that got cease and desisted by Activision back in 2007. Guitar Zero was replaced by Guitar Zero 2, which was coded on a different engine. We were ultimately shut down by Activision. Thanks for playing. I didn't see that comment until the other day. And Scott was the one in this big screenshot over here talking about basically the whole lore over on Score Hero about it. I remember when this first came out, the quote-unquote home for this was Score Hero. And if I remember correctly, it was programmed by a guy named Travis. I think he was inundated with so many idiot questions and people bashing him for one reason or another that he completely pulled the software from distribution and Score Hero, being the copyright police that they used to like to be, declared the whole topic off limits. Guitar Zero was literally banned from Score Hero via request. One thing I liked about it is that he actually captured the rotating texture on the gems. He's just kind of praising the whole animation. It looked actually pretty close to Guitar Hero 1 and 2.
It did.
And then 3 days ago, this guy dropped even more knowledge. This guy named Chris. Don't know how true this is, but this is an interesting read. Travis Baldry was his name. Kotaku did run a smear article on Guitar Zero, completely decimating it for being an unoriginal theft of the PS2 game. It was incredibly one-sided and totally ignored the fact that PC players had received a decent-looking Guitar Hero. This is 2006, 2007. So, this is true. There was no decent-looking Guitar Hero on PC.
Nope.
Frets on Fire was, the closest that they got, and the themes still didn't make it look great. The bad press was enough for Travis to disappear, but it was later discovered he established himself a career working on a game called Torchlight. That sounds familiar.
Torchlight, the Diablo clone.
Moved on. Oh yeah, no. Okay, that absolutely is familiar. Then, while Travis moved on, the community did not. We kept Guitar Zero going for years with new content, mods, rips, other clones, etc. It wasn't until Activision sent some of us, me included, a cease and desist order that we completely pulled the plug. Somewhere I do still have all those old resources, but other stuff can be found on the Wayback Machine. So this guy actually worked on it.
Yeah.
That's legit, man.
This is
shit.
This is 3 days ago. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, so Runic Games is the company behind Torchlight. They also made the game Hob recently. And yeah, this Travis guy still has a bio on their website from 2009.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That was some interesting lore. That was very cool lore.
Yeah, I mean, you brought up the whole legal thing with Activision and Clone Hero, which without a doubt, someone that people probably currently working at Activision have definitely seen me and Jason's videos.
They have, no doubt.
They have definitely seen our videos for sure. At one way or another within the last 7 years. But it just kind of reminded me of the last time, probably the only time that Activision has taken down a fan game, which was this is probably the most popular one, Guitar Zero, because it did look great. The game looks great.
It looked like when you compared it to Frets on Fire, yeah, it looked really good.
It looks exactly
I just think
Guitar Hero 1.
that if we were to ever see a world where Clone Hero did add auto downloading from other people, Activision might rethink, because then they might be like, oh, hot water, then this looks like Guitar Hero too much for it. And who knows, again, just speculating, but it's one of those things where I feel like Clone Hero is in an unenviable position, because if they would have just changed their graphics years ago, they wouldn't have to worry about this. but now people know what it looks like. It looks like Guitar Hero. They're kind of backed against the wall with that.
So let's think about it this way, though, too. Clone Hero's been featured in some music videos from very talented bands like Polyphia.
Yes.
Bro,
Like-
Polyphia
like-
uses Clone Hero.
like
in one of their music-
Torment.
the ABC music video.
Torment was literally like commissioned by the band, I'm pretty sure, to chart that song for
No,
that
I told
video.
Tim Henson to reach out to Torment.
Yeah, like
And
how
then
cool
that
is
was
that?
That was that.
And then there wasn't there another band that released a song?
There's a
little while
country.
ago?
There's some country singer.
Yeah,
That used Guitar Hero in his, or that used Clone Hero in his music video.
yeah. So
What was
like
the one that recently came out within
That's
the
what-
past
yeah,
6
that's what I'm
months?
trying
I
to
think
think
Lil
of.
Yachty.
What?
It was.
I think
well,
Lil Yachty.
It was Faye Webster, Lil Yachty. But
Faye
they
Webster
were
and
they,
Lil
they were
Yachty.
doing a fake. It was a fake Guitar Hero like game.
Oh yeah, you're right. That wasn't really.
But
Clone Hero.
they were
Yeah, yeah,
using World Tour drums and a Les Paul,
yeah, you're
which yeah. I mean, that's just kind of the generation speaking for itself. Like, hey, they were kids playing Guitar Hero just like us, and now they're
Mhm.
famous musicians. I fucking love Faye Webster.
I can't find the original upload of it, but I mentioned this to you all offline recently. Rhea Ripley, one of the most popular women wrestlers in the world, who just got married to Buddy Matthews, her boo, another wrestler. They just got a arcade machine that they put Clone Hero on.
What?
I can't find the
you sent me
original
this video.
upload.
You sent me this
What
video.
the hell?
I can't find the original upload, but that's a re-upload of it.
That's crazy.
He's talking
That's
more
literally
talking
just
about more
Clone Hero.
celebrities. There's talking about more celebrities like into Guitar Hero and Rock Band and stuff. But there was like some obscure article about some baseball player, and his girlfriend at the time where they played Rock Band 3 customs. They specifically mentioned that's like, yeah, they have a copy of Rock Band 3 and they have customs on a USB stick and they love having Rock Band.
Oh, that's so cool.
I need to
So
find
cool.
it because it was mentioned somewhere in Milo Hacks. I need to find it. I don't know if it was a
Oh, that's
baseball player,
amazing.
but
I thought you
it
were gonna
was-
talk about the baseball player that was on the Twins way back in the day, my home team. Who was out of a few games because his wrist was so sore from playing Guitar Hero too much. What was that guy's name?
You know what
I bet
does
if I type
scare
in
me
Twins
about
player Guitar Hero.
what scares me
are
about
you
that
talking
video,
about
Jason?
Joel Zamea?
Joel Samea, yeah.
Oh.
He had it coming.
Yeah.
You just
Crazy.
reminded me of the wildest throwback. This is deep lore.
Okay, he was on the Detroit Tigers at the time, but he went to the Twins later.
He went to the Twins.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, Chris Cluey.
yeah.
From 2008. He was a Minnesota Vikings punter, and one of his
Yeah.
big things that he got like famous for in pop culture was playing Guitar Hero. Because he was like, I know I'm one of the best players in the world on this, and everyone from the competitive scene was like, let's go.
That's so
But
cool.
there was a punter for the Vikings, and there's still articles about it. If you search for his name with Guitar Hero, stuff will pop up for it.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, KLUWE, Cluey.
You know, Jason, I think I've seen this arcade machine. Like, you could just get these online.
yeah, that
Oh,
was
Like,
like,
they come with the guitars.
yeah, they're just a doyo guitars. I was gonna say it makes me
And
sad that they're using a doyo guitar.
They
Oh,
they used to come with phase shift with Guitar Hero World Tour video backgrounds. But now it has Clone Hero and World Tour Definitive Edition.
Yes.
And I don't know. I think those are exactly the two games that are on there for sure.
that's
but
pretty
I
sick
know-
though.
Yeah, there's like a whole. I think there's just a guy who in like Australia that makes them. I think that's what it is. Australia. I might be wrong, but
That
you can
actually
just
would
buy
make
those, and It comes
sense.
with the guitars. They're like
'Cause-
fucking $5,000, but it has a bunch of games and it comes with like 2 guitars and then all the songs like ever.
So
cool.
Rhea and Buddy are Australian, and so that actually makes a lot of sense.
okay. Yeah, I think it's just a guy called like Retro Arcade, and he
Mm.
sells Guitar Hero arcades
Yeah,
with the.
I've
custom
seen those
games on it,
exact
which
same
is cool.
ones. Yeah, pretty
I've
sure he
looked at
sells
the
them. I think he
prices.
has a website, and also I've seen listings for him on eBay.
Yes. Yeah. No. Okay. Then we've seen. I might be right.
I've seen the same one.
Yeah.
Yo, this
Cool.
episode went so many places different than I expected it to.
Hey,
Mhm.
we dropped actual lore.
Whoa, lore here
Yeah,
being
yeah,
lore-ish.
lore that I didn't
Whoa.
know. Some deep lore about clone games from 2006.
Dude.
Yeah,
early
probably-
days.
that's the most famous like cease and desist. I don't know if there's any more cease and desisties that came out, But
None
like
that I could think of.
none that I can think of. Guitar Zero,
None
was
that we
the most
know
famous
of,
one.
at least.
I think I
mean,
remember
surely there's
hearing
some
about
other ones
Guitar
that
Zero.
were just private.
Guitar Zero from that Kotaku article, and
Yeah.
then I was disappointed reading that Kotaku article because I was like, "There's no Guitar Hero PC.
Yeah,
Why are they fucking saying this stuff? Like, what's going on?" And so, like, in a way, I'm
It was a weird
was it
time.
sympathetic. It was
Yeah.
really a weird time because, like, I wasn't. I also gonna keep on talking about this. Like, I wasn't allowed to mod the family PS2.
Yep.
I wasn't allowed to
I wasn't
swap
either.
magic or make
I wasn't either.
make the fucking stupid credit card thing that you slide in.
When my mom
Oh,
heard
I
it was
had
illegal.
one of those hooks.
yeah.
I still do.
Like, my disk drive was already fucked. My disk drive was already fucked. I wasn't
we
gonna
go.
do
Oh
that.
my god.
Yo,
Yeah,
That's what we're
I-
looking at.
My
I used to
dad
just cut
told
credit
me.
cards for that.
Yep.
My dad told me, he's like, all right, if you could cut it yourself, then yeah, I'll get you swap magic. I tried doing it; it never fucking worked. And so
Dude,
No.
it took me winning prize money from a Guitar Hero tournament to buy my own PS2 Slim and like getting swap magic myself.
when I was
And
a
that
kid,
wasn't for like a couple more years.
Wow.
when I was a kid, my mom, like a longtime family friend of my mom, they have their own kids, and so one of them, Miles, like several years older than me, and he had swap magic, and so he had like a burnt disc with like a ton of like emulators on and everything. And as a kid, I thought it was like the coolest thing in the world, And like I'll never forget this. This is like the developmental type shit. I'll never forget this. So my mom, my mom was there obviously because we were there together. And he was showing me everything, and I was like, wow, that's so cool. I want one. I want one. And he was like, yeah, it's pretty cool, but it's illegal, though. And my mom was walking past the room right as he said that. And my mom was like, I'm not buying that for you if it's illegal.
Yep, you just used the
Fucking
wrong
ripped.
word at the wrong time.
And I say it was developmental because from that point onward, I was like, my life is ruined.
It's illegal.
But it all changed
I-
when
I
I
wanted
won a
to play
graphics card in 2008.
I wanted to play
You know.
Sonic CD on my PS2. Please,
Yeah,
mom.
dude.
Please, mom. Please.
Dude, you know what's crazy is that my dad was all for like Bleem and shit too.
Really?
So it's like I was like, why can't I just mod the PS2? Why can't I just do it?
I love the story
dad-
of Bleem.
My dad, like, he got
an
all
emulator,
the Bleem,
right?
Yeah. Like
the
all
first
the Bleem
PS2 emulator?
games. Like I had fucking Metal Gear Solid on Dreamcast, and it was like a real copy. And I was like, this is insane.
I mean, Bleem was
And-
it was a pivotal point in like how game consoles and games work and stuff, like in terms of like
I mean, they
piracy
really
and
took it-
emulators and stuff.
they took advantage of an exploit.
They did, but
essentially.
they got-
Exploit in the
they got hit-
in legal terms.
They got fucked
They got
for
hit
it though.
hard though.
I think that the
got
guy that made
fucked hard.
I think that the guy that made Bleem though is still actually pretty successful in like in the video game industry at least, so that's good.
That's
but-
good. He probably had some leeway to fall back on. But Bleem
Yeah,
is
it
fucking
was,
crazy.
but that kind of paved the way for like piracy and emulators and like like the
Yeah.
stance on those and everything, like the and it's just funny, like it's unrelated. It's making me think of like what Night Trap did for like game ratings and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
that's why the ESRB was
crazy
like, created.
story, crazy.
You
Oh man, like
Mortal Kombat. and
Mortal
the Blood
Kombat
Code.
Blood. Yes,
dude,
dude.
I'd argue that like Guitar Hero Metallica was like one of the reasons why a lot of bands did not, go forward with being in the games later because
Yeah.
like all their stems leaked
Yep,
from
Yeah.
Guitar Hero Metallica.
big problem.
Or, or just like letting artists give away or like record labels license stems, and then now they're kind of in that not exploit, but like they kind of found a compromise. Now AI stem splitting is good. So now, and it sounds pretty good. In Fortnite Festival, it sounds pretty damn good.
So
They do probably exclusively AI stem splitting, with the exception of a couple of songs that I've heard a couple.
well, so
here
with
and there,
stems, right? I know what's that like famous quote from Harmonix where somebody asked them at like a convention, like, what do you guys think of customs? And they're like, please stop doing that, guys. Like, because
it was making like an actual difference. Like it makes things harder for them.
yeah, and unfortunately
it
that
was a-
that
experience for
followed
that.
them. That followed them.
It was someone asking them what they thought of custom pro guitar upgrades.
Yeah.
Because that, I guess, back in the day was completely different from having a regular 5-lane chart, because you're learning the song then. So I guess that's a different type of thing. I mean, I think Harmonix always knew, like they still know to this day, how to cater to the right people. They want to have like an experience that they create, and they're just like, okay, we're gonna make this the way that we want to, and this is how we want players to experience it. That's, but I guess like now with Festival, it's a lot more lax. Obviously, like we can see all the options, all the accessibility now compared to back in the day where you had to have this specific, you had to have this attachment for this controller already in order to play pro drums.
Imagine if the Riftmaster
Yeah,
didn't work unless you had the headstock attached.
God, imagine.
Like, just imagine.
Just some
It won't
stupid
turn
stuff.
on anymore. It has like
So
a
what
That's
you
the
all just
DRM.
said, the whole idea of a game like having, how do I put this? Oh God, I had such a good way, a piece of info here, brain go. I've seen from the backside when I was working on Rocksmith how customs can affect licensing, right?
Surely.
Want to throw in here, just I'm not going to throw the band name because I don't want to go too like in depth with this, but I do remember a specific situation when I was working on Rocksmith where we were trying to get a band into the game that had never been in a Guitar Hero or Rock Band. One of those big bands that everyone goes, when are we going to get them? And I remember the response basically being, no, you guys already have our songs in the game and you didn't license them from us. We do not want to work with you, because they saw customs on YouTube of those songs.
Oh.
So
Ooh.
it's one of those, like, if you've never thought about it from that perspective, that's the one issue that customs do bring to the table, is sometimes the artists think, oh, you've already stolen from us and put it in your game and now you want to work with us. That was a thing, again, like 10 years ago at this point. Who knows how much people have smartened up with fan games, but I've legitimately seen that happen. So just worth pointing out.
Yeah, I mean, granted, that was like 10 years ago, right?
Right.
With 2014 or
Still,
2012.
you gotta teach the people, not just the rights holders, but like the band themselves, about what this game is, and also customs. What are customs? Oh, people can just put their own music into the game. They can put any music into the game. Well, why am I gonna work with you then? They're just gonna put my songs in the game anyways.
This also goes back to how it's way bigger than just having customs in a game. Now it's people speeding up their songs and using them in viral TikToks and getting people getting paid entirely out that way. Like, it's way bigger than that. It's way bigger than just having songs in the game. People aren't getting fucking paid because there are trillions of views, like billions of views on TikToks with sped up versions of songs, and not one of the people who composed the song got paid for it.
Any of it.
Sure.
Copyright's a touchy subject, folks.
Yeah, like, seriously, we don't know exactly what's going on, but we have seen it unfold in front of us. We are seeing it unfold continuously, but there's probably some sort of compromise being made now, with UMG agreeing with, they got all UMG back on TikTok, and we're seeing more jam tracks come through to the game that we never even really expected. Like that sort of deal. It's just way above custom songs now. So
it really is, like, and
copyright 10 years ago is so different from now.
I mean, the other side of that, I guess, is that, like, there are a lot of bands that think it's really cool that they've been putting Clone Hero. Like, the Fall of Troy thought it was awesome. Polyphia thinks it's awesome. Like,
and also internet culture with bad PR. You say one bad fucking thing, and you lose like all your audience.
Yes,
you know
do.
what I mean? It's like I hate the word like cancel culture, because I hate that fucking term.
I can't say anything now because of woke.
But it's just,
I'm awake. I don't know what you're talking about.
Your actions, shut up. Your actions and your words affect what's gonna happen to you. That's what's that's
big
like
time.
Just what happens.
So
digital
shut the
footprint.
fuck up.
You have a digital footprint. If you don't like something, it's just like, you want to just fucking keep it to yourself.
Yeah,
Sometimes
that's just the way it is.
It depends on what you say. It depends on
Use
what
your
the
noggin.
subject is. You gotta just think about it online, because everyone knows what you're doing now too. All right, that's as much as I'm gonna say about that. All right?
Rant over.
No, I mean,
Woke
Hey,
activated.
I like
That's
this.
that's probably as much as we can say about any of this. We could probably end the episode here.
True.
Yeah,
Whoa.
bro.
That's a good send off.
I mean, we've honestly, we covered a lot.
Fucking chilling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. On the day that this is out, it is a holiday, and it's not the one you're thinking of. It's actually July 3rd. It is National Fried Clam Day. So enjoy.
I'm gonna go get some
enjoy the
clams,
holiday.
bro.
Hey, those actually
the
look
Oh
fried
pretty
clams
shit,
good.
that
today.
is some melted butter, some Tabasco.
And then
Gonna make the
tomorrow
boy
is
hungry.
Independence Day. Have fun. Go out to a little barbecue with your friends and family. That's what I'll
what
be
I'm gonna
doing.
do.
Play
Yeah.
some
I'll be
Rock
doing.
Band 3
I'll be at the
Deluxe.
cabin.
Karaoke.
Barbecue. In
I'll
the
be
pool.
at the cabin with the fam. In the
Nice.
lake. Thank you very much. I live in Minnesota, land of 10,000
In a
lakes.
boat
There's a lot
down
of them
by
around
the
here.
lake.
Everybody around here either owns a cabin or
Erica's
knows somebody who
screaming.
owns a cabin.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was gonna say
Yeah.
Minnesota, it's like perfect, you know. Fucking.
Well, Minnesota's
Yo,
got
let's bring the
it's
boat
got
up down to the lake.
SGDQ. It's got SGDQ going on right now.
It does.
Oh, yeah,
it
that's
does
true.
right now. Literally
now,
right
as we
now,
speak.
and still right now as you're watching this.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's a whole week.
For
Yeah,
for a
it
full
is.
ass week. There's a lot of people here. There's
all my
a whole
friends
ass
over there.
there's a whole
are
ass
having
Clone
great
Hero
time.
meetup. Yeah.
I hope y'all
Damn.
are having a great time. I wish I could.
I may or may not be going to that meetup.
Let's go.
Hell yeah!
Hey,
Don't-
jealous.
Don't
dude.
know. Don't know.
Jealous.
You'll figure it out.
But anyways, we'll figure it out. Thank you for watching. Bye. See you next week. Bye.
Bye bye.